Give me the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through.
Well, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. We are working in Bailey's shed again, so that means we're playing around with the S4 Patrol. We're doing front and rear upgraded sway bars. They're a SuperPro sway bar. They're a bit beefier.
Yeah, they're heavy duty.
So they're a bit bigger than the factory ones, and hopefully we've got everything we need for it. We were just sussing out the front one, and we don't exactly know where the U-bolts mount to actually mount the sway bar, so that'll be something we'll look at when we're under the car and hold it up. But let's have a look at what we're going to be putting in today.
So it looks like we might just do the rear.
Might be just doing the rear. We just thought about that in that 2 seconds of off camera, but we don't actually have the U-bolts for the factory front sway bar, and it didn't come with any, so you may need to purchase some separately. Whoops.
Well.
So we've got two SuperPro sway bars.
Yep.
What size are they?
The front's a 22mm thick, and the rear's a 24mm thick.
And why are you whacking in sway bars? It's not a common thing for patrol owners to want less flex, I suppose.
Oh, it's not to want less flex, it's to stop the body roll on the road and for it to be sort of legal.
Yeah, true. No sway bars is kind of illegal.
Yeah, it's quite sketchy.
Yeah, but he did, well, we didn't actually know this, but there was going to be another mod to do. But the rear actually comes with one of the detachable pins, which means, if you don't know, but basically you can remove the pin and it makes the sway bar obsolete. So whenever he goes off-road, he just detaches the pin, and away you go. So, would you probably get that for the front later on?
Yeah, I'll get that for the front. I think you only need to have it for one.
Yeah, I think it's one side, because then it'll just move with the side that it is connected to. Yeah. So Bailey kind of already has it in the rear, so like we said, the front was removed and the stock one is still in the rear, but a old mate before him basically just butchered the thread. He must have been taking it off and on just with a rattle gun, obviously, and didn't have a detachable pin. So one of the threads on it is just that butchered, you can't even get a nut on it, so it kind of just detaches anyway.
It's just sitting there.
It's just sitting there tapping around. Whenever we go wheeling, you hear some click and you're like, oh, that's just the sway bar popping out again.
Yeah.
So technically the sway bar is doing f*** all. So this should definitely help you out a lot more, and obviously it's a bit more legal and a bit more professional with a detachable pin. Basically we've got 3 of the exact same part number links, so we're assuming they're the front 2 and one of the rears. And then I'm pretty sure we read the instructions, and this one's the driver's side. So this is one that's a little bit different, obviously eyelet to eyelet, and has the detachable pin. SuperPro is good. It gives you tons of instructions and it's quite detailed actually. So this should be quite simple for us. It's not going to be a bit of a guesswork like our rear bar install.
Hopefully, yeah.
One thing we have noticed in the instructions is you possibly have to cut this down. So in this install, if you're doing it yourself, you might want to have a grinder and some skill to know how to use it. But apart from that, I think that's the only sort of chop work you have to do. And
yeah, I think so.
A little bit of modification. Like I said, you got full instructions. It's like 4 pages, 5 pages actually, and it gives you measurements, gives you all sorts of things. So should be hopefully pretty straight install. But again, we might only be installing the rear today.
Yeah.
So I scoured the internet last night trying to figure out how to install these things, and there's not a lot of like straight up how-to videos. So we're going to try and do that a bit today. Show you guys how to install it, how to remove it, how to set it up, things like that. Again, we don't know, we're not mechanics or anything, we're just going off instructions and kind of a bit of common sense and some experience. So take this with a grain of salt, but we're going to try our best to help you guys install this at home by yourself in your driveway. So we're underneath the car at the moment. We are facing the back of the car. So obviously I'm on the driver's side. Try and get this light. We are pointing to the back of the car. This here is the link I was talking about. That is pretty much non-existent. It never goes in and the thread is absolutely stuffed on it. But there's one mounting point for the rear links, the sway bar link, and then if we go to the other side, there's the exact replica up in there. So you've got these 2 links, you've got a bar that goes over the diff like that, And you can see that U-bolt there that bolts to the diff. That is what we're going to be removing right now to get rid of this sway bar, and we'll put the new upgraded one in.
Nice and easy.
So we just took that passenger side link out. Obviously the driver's side's already released. Now that loosens up the sway bar. That moves around, doesn't it, Bailey?
Yeah, it's not connected, or it's not tight up here either.
Yeah, oh, it's a bit loose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit loose.
But the sway bar's all loose as well, that spins. So now we've got no tension on it. We undo those 2 U-bolts and the sway bar can pull away.
We might need to disconnect this bracket.
Oh, what's that for? The brake line or something?
I don't think it's a brake line, it's just...
ABS or
That's
something?
the ABS line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's one on this side as well.
Yeah.
So there's a little metal, looks like a hose, but it's actually a metal bracket, and it's encasing a ABS line on both sides of the car. As you can see, it kind of covers that bolt just a little bit. It's the exact same on the passenger side as well. But yeah, we might just move that out of the way so we can get to the bolt. Oh, there's one side. Okay.
There we go.
That one's done. Now we'll just slip her out.
It's hard with this light.
And factory one's out. Oh. So as you can tell, they're a bit beefier in the new one. I'm pretty sure this one's a 24mm on the rear, and then, well, that would be small. 20mm, 18, something like that. Then obviously we've got the SuperPro new, they're polyurethane bushing, I'm pretty sure. So they're, you know, less squeaking, things like that. And the factory one's just worn out, obviously.
It's about time for new bushings anyway.
Yeah. If you're ever doing sway bars, if you're ever doing suspension work, just always, like, it's not that much more. It's like 50 to 100 bucks more to get a couple of little bushings, and, you know, just upgrade them and it'll really last in the long run. But obviously, yeah, a bit more chunky, so this is the one that's going to go in. And you've seen how easy that comes out. Well, it goes back in just as easy. So just chuck the sway bar back over the rear diff. Now we're just going to put our saddles back on the new bushings. Now make sure when you put all these bushings back together, there's a little grease sachet thing they give you, little bushing lubricant I think it's called. You just got to rub a bit of that on it and inside, things like that, just so it doesn't squeak and all those sorts of things. Obviously you don't want it binding up on you, so we'll just make it nice and slippy. Show us your work, mate. You got a bit of practice in this field.
We'll see.
Bit limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really gotta. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
this is a bit. I should censor this one out. This is gonna be blurred out.
I think I'm gonna need more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice and slippery.
That's what she said. Okay, sway bar's back in, minus one bolt because it's stripped to the buggery. So we have to sort that one out. So now that the sway bar is in, we're removing the links. So just a bolt up there, they're just free hanging, so we're going to pull them out. Same as mine, I've got just a bolt on the top, so it's similar to this setup. It's just up there, so a nut, and it goes in and squeezes against the plate. So we'll take these two out, and then we've figured out that basically where we're going to actually sit it is we're going to max shorten the length of the passenger side one, which is the double eyelet, and then we will just, so yeah, it'll sit about there, so it'll sit just below probably 9 o'clock, and then we will just make this one suit as well, because this one I can take a little bit shorter. So that'll probably give Bailey as much droop as he can get, so that it doesn't clash on the diff housing or the springs and stuff here, while also not going past the panhard rod to, you know, catch on rock steps and stuff. So I think that's probably the best way we're going to go about doing it for now.
Yeah.
And then later on, if we need to, you cut them down and stuff like that, make them suit.
Yeah.
But obviously the maximum droop you can get, the better, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so that was a bit of a pain to get my link out. I was trying with WD, but I think the top was stripped, so we had to grind, wherever the grinder went, we had to grind that link out. So now that I've got mine out, I can now install mine. But Bailey's gotten his in. So just loosen off the top with an Allen key and an open socket. And
Quick
then
release.
he's basically done it as short as possible. Quick release, Bob's your uncle, away you go. So that's it for the passenger side of his. Now I just got to whack mine in. Mine's just a thread up through the hole in the chassis here. You just put a bushing on top, and then the nut basically it sandwiches in, and then just one bolt through here to match whatever height Bailey's done, and then that's installed. So pretty straightforward, and we'll chuck this one and give you a look. Alright, that one's in now, so we got both sides on. What I done is got this majority of the way down, then I put my bottom one in just to stop it moving everywhere, and then I tightened my top up again. Now that's basically made it as small as it can go, and then this locking ring here just goes down onto the bottom link pin, and then we'll just get a shifter or something and just tighten that up, and that's it. So without the issues of things going on, grinding and stripping things, it'd take you no more than half an hour really to install this whole thing, so pretty straightforward. So that's pretty much your complete install of the sway bar. Now in terms of adjusting all the sway bar links and things, I can't give you professional knowledge on that because I got no idea, but basically we're going to set it to where you want it, give it a test drive stuff. If we find it feels funny or there's any issues, just take it down to your local suspension or tyre shop who do alignments and things, and they'll be able to adjust those sorts of parameters and get them exactly where they need to be. But for now, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's solid, should work well, and should give us plenty of down travel because we basically brought it as far forwards as we wanted to. While, like I said before, while clearing anything coming under this panhard rod, so it's just a little bit higher than it, so it shouldn't hit on anything drastically, and should give us lots of clearance. So the quick release pin over there will be a lifesaver for the tracks. 2 seconds, you pull a split pin, pop the thing off, and away you go, you're ready to flex. But yeah, nice and easy install. I'm just going to tighten up these spanners here, just give that a bit of a nip up. So that's a wrap on the rear sway bar install, or upgrade, sorry, for the S4 Patrol. So nice simple install. If you don't have issues like we did with a stripped bolt and having to angle grind something off because of more bad threads, yeah, I reckon probably half hour,
possibly, yeah.
One guy even half hour, and you'd have it out and back in. It's very straightforward, very easy to do. Like I said, I don't know exactly with adjusting all the parameters of adjusting the sway bar, but I feel like we're pretty happy with where it sits. Should give us everything we need, as well as like lots of droop and work, I suppose. Still does its job. So like we were saying, we don't have the clamps or basically the saddle or the horseshoe clamp to put the front sway bar on today. So Bailey's going to get onto that and sort out getting a new one. And figure out what else we might need to install it, and then we can whack the front sway bar in. At the moment there's nothing in there like we said, so we got to also find where it all mounts again, so we'll watch a video or something, I'm sure, and we'll find it, and then we'll give you guys a full walkthrough of that as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for sticking around. I hope it helped. If you need anything, just comment down below and I'm sure we can help you out. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching and good luck with your installs. Have a good one. Catch ya. So when we done that rock armor rear bar install, I hit a sticker on Bailey's car and he has yet to be able to find it. It's probably been a month and he still hasn't found it, so I'm going to chuck this at the end of the video. But Bailey's trying to find the sticker right now. I've told him it's on the front third of the car. I'll give you another hint, it's visible from anyone standing at the front of the car. Oh. If you stand at the front of the car, you will be able to see it. So where have you looked, Bailey?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
You've looked everywhere.
I have no idea where it is.
It's got to be there somewhere.
Visible from the front of the car.
Yeah.
It's probably staring me in the face.
It is. It says rock armor on it. It's a black sticker with red and white writing. I just want you to find it today. It's in and around the bull bar.
In and around the bull bar.
Freaking hopeless. Warmer, warmer, cold, cold. Fucking warm, 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 cold. Oh, you're getting closer. Warmer, nah, cold, freezing.
Oh.
Warmer,
Didn't
warmer,
you-
getting quite hot, fucking real hot. You're getting really hot. Really hot. Not cold, cold. Really hot, really fucking boiling. It's boiling over, you're about to explode.
There's nothing there.
Yes, there
There's
is.
nothing there. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Boom! Right inside there.
What the hell?
We'll focus up. There it is. Oh, yeah, there we go. You can see it straight through the hole. Look, if you stand right here.
Oh, wow. That's,
How long did that take you to look for it? Probably 2 weeks, 3
ages.
weeks?
Yeah. Ages. I would have spent at least like 20 minutes looking for it.
I just really wanted to find it today.
I had no idea what it was.
This is going at the end of the video. Alright, thanks guys.